Hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing the DC Direct Justice 4-pack consisting of Wonder Woman, Superman, Green Lantern, and Batman. Now, the Justice toy line is based off the Justice comic, which I'll go into some other time. And the art of that comic is done by Alex Ross, who is an excellent artist, one of the best out there. Now, his art is a realistic representation of modern age superheroes. Now, but the best way I can describe it is, although they're representation of modern age superheroes, they kind of have a golden age or silver age like twist. A lot of these characters, especially when you read the comic, feel like they should be fitting into the golden age and in the 50s more than in the modern age. But anyways, I highly suggest you go on his website and check out his art. They're absolutely fantastic, absolutely great. Now on to the figures themselves. The Justice line is very popular, and some of the earlier wave figures are hard to get your hands on, most notably Wonder Woman, Superman, Green Lantern, and Batman. They're pretty expensive online, and finding them is really hard. So I assume that's why they reissued all 4 figures in a 4-pack. Now, because I'm reviewing 4 figures in one review, I'm going to do this review a little bit differently. I'm not going to do so much as close-ups, because I feel as though a lot of what the figure is, a lot of the detail on it, you don't need close-ups for. Plus, for time constraints, I'm not going to spend too much time on that. So let's start off with our good friend Green Lantern. Now, this is one of my favorite Green Lantern figures. Now, all these figures are fairly tall. If you put them up to one of the DC Classic line figures, they're going to tower over them. And this is a very nice Green Lantern figure. As you know, it's Hal Jordan here. He has a very well sculpted head. I have to say it's the best Green Lantern sculpted head. All the figures have the retinas, pupils, all their eyes are colored in. It's not like with Green Lantern and Batman where in the comic books they have white over their eyes. No, they're colored in. Again, standard Green Lantern colors, green, black, and white. You can take the lantern out of his hand, although it's kind of hard because it's very tight in there. His articulations, his legs go up about that far, and his knees bend about that much. Bring that down. His arm with the lantern in it can go up and around, and it can bend at the elbow, about that far. His head can look all the way around, like the Exorcist, and his arm bends, but it bends in an odd way, and you can't have his fist in any direction, so that kind of limits what poses you can put him in. Of course, these figures aren't known for high articulation, so you're pretty much going to put them all in the same pose. So that's the Green Lantern. Very nicely sculpted figure. Next on to Superman. I have to say, Superman is probably tied for my favorite of the figures. He's very bulky, huge S on his body. And if you look at his face, you can obviously see what I mean by being a kind of a golden age, silver age like twist. He looks a lot older, and he looks like he belongs in the golden age or silver age. Very bulky figure. He has a rubber cape. Him and Batman have rubber capes, which I think are absolutely great. You know, it's not a cloth cape, but it's still pretty good. It gives it a nice feel to it. It's better than a plastic cape. Huge quadriceps. If I had any complaints about this figure, I would like him to have slightly bigger arms, but he has probably the best posability out of the bunch. His wrists can spin, his elbows can bend out, his arms can go out a bit, his legs can go out, his knees can bend, and his head can go all the way around. So he probably has the best articulation out of the group. Very nice figure, very nice. Now on to Wonder Woman. Now Wonder Woman is butt ugly. I have to say she's the only figure out of the bunch I really don't like. From a distance, she looks like a guy. She does. Or a transvestite. Way too much makeup on her. Up close, she looks slightly better, but it's not enough to save her. She still looks like a guy. Very ugly. Very masculine. I mean, look at those legs. Oh, they're so huge. I can understand Wonder Woman being somewhat masculine, because she's a very much a warrior-like figure, but this is manly. This is the only figure from the bunch I don't like. She does come with a lasso that comes off, and it is a string-like material, which is nice. We'll add it to detail. I mean, I guess the figure is nicely detailed, but it's just horribly disproportioned, and it just doesn't look like Wonder Woman. It looks like a man. It's just horrid. I don't even think it looks like Alex Ross's depiction of Wonder Woman all that much. But yes, there's Wonder Woman. See if she'll stay on her platform. She doesn't like to. And she's probably going to fall. Oh, there we go. And last but not least is Batman. Now, Batman, the single figure of the Justice Wave, has a Batarang, but the 4-pack doesn't come with the Batarang. So that's kind of a downside. Plus his ear keeps on bending that way. I kind of have to move it back. Now, Batman is tied with my favorite figure, where he doesn't have as much posability as Superman, his arm only going out that far, his elbow is bending, his elbow is bending, his leg can go out and bend, and his head can turn around, but you can't move his wrist. Where he doesn't have as much articulation as, say, Superman, I have to say he has probably more detail. There's a lot of leather-like wrinkles in his gloves and boots, which makes it look realistic. The face mold is very nice. Again, rubber cape is very cool. I think it looks better on Batman because I think of Batman having more of a rubber cape. So he is a very nice figure. Very bulky for Batman, very bulky. And the emblem is huge. Again, I think the Alex Ross does huge emblems on his superhero, so I guess I can let it slide. One of the quadriceps looks bigger than the other quadricep. I don't understand that, but whatever. Obviously, you can tell this hand is supposed to have the Batarang in it. But very nice figure, definitely tied for my favorite figure. So we'll put him back in if he wants to go. Where's the nudge? There it is. Okay, my final analysis, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and whether or not you should get it, of the Justice line. Let me just move this out of the way and get up close. Okay, the Justice 4-pack is very good because you get some of the rarest figures out of the bunch in the 4-pack. I'm going to individually tell you the good and the bad about the figures. Starting off with Superman. Good. Very nicely detailed, very accurate to the art, very bulky, and he just looks really nice. He's one of the best figures of the group. Disadvantages, I do feel as though he could have had bigger arms for the bulkiness that they gave him. I mean, they're not incredibly small, but the rest of his body is like on steroids, and those are just normal. So yeah, Superman, good figure. Green Lantern is a very great looking figure. My downside with him is his articulation just sucks. And the fact that his arm can really only do one pose really limits your creativity with him. So yes, Green Lantern, good figure, just horrible articulation. On to Wonder Woman. But ugly. That's all you need to know. If you like the Wonder Woman figure, good for you, but I think she looks like a transvestite. And on to the Batman figure. Advantages and disadvantages. Let's move Green Lantern out of the way. Very nicely detailed, fairly accurate. I do feel as though he's slightly too bulky, and I would have liked to have the Batarang in there. No Batarang, that's a big no-no in my book. Batman needs to have some kind of Batarang, a grappling hook on him. But yes, with that said, the Justice 4-pack, whether or not you should get it. Well, I got it, I'm not going to lie, mainly for the Batman, because, you know, I love Batman. But I was pleasantly surprised to know that the majority of the figures were very nice. With the exception of Wonder Woman, they're all great figures. If you see it, pick it up. If not for the fact that they're good figures, for the fact that they're hard to find figures, and you know, you're getting them for a cheap price than what you would get them individually. So $40 for the set, which isn't that bad. Pick it up if you get a chance. Throw Wonder Woman away if you want. Okay? With that said, I'm going to end the review here. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.